that you are here. Well, go on, tell my listeners a long time. No, it's only been a week, but it feels like a long time. I haven't seen you, no. And I'm so glad that you're here rocking with me. This is the Suzette Speaks show. I come to you live every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. talking news, hot topics. Let me tell you, if you're not a sports fan, yeah, I feel understand what going on right now. Let me get the people live, 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 live. Big up everybody watching. We have a platform on your app store. Did you know that? You can follow us on the app store. And if you're new here, I want you to know that you're welcome. Become a part of the family. Download the app, okay? Make sure that you download the app and you take us wherever you go. So, welcome, one and all. Once again, this is Suzette Speaks. I am an attorney. I also love to give you my opinion on hot topics. Got my headphones up here. Giving me a little trouble this afternoon, but big up yourself. Listen, I got some changes to tell you about with student loans. If you were a student loan borrower by July 1st, if you love a student loan borrower, if you are a parent of a student loan borrower, if you have outstanding student loans, you got to listen up. Why? Because this new administration, I guess they're not so new, the Trump administration is changing the rules around student loans. The SAVE program that was under the Biden administration, that SAVE program does not exist after July 1st, and you have to choose a new repayment plan, or they're going to put you in the worst plan you've ever seen. Yes, you've heard it here first. I got to go over the student loan changes for you. Welcome. If you're watching me from the Keys, Wagwan. If you're listening from the Keys, Wagwan. If you're listening from Miami, Wagwan. It's good to see. I see Miami Gardens in the building. Wagwan, Miami Gardens, North Miami. I hear you. Hi, Aaliyah. What's up? How you doing, West Park? Shout out to Lauderhill, Tamarack, North Lauderdale. Everybody in Miramar tuning in, listening in. And Hollywood beyond. I see you, West Palm Beach. Hey, check in, check in, check in. If you're watching me online, welcome. I want to also talk about the game collapse of, some people are saying, of this century. If you did not watch the NBA finals yesterday, let me fix up my microphone, make sure y'all can hear me. If you did not watch the NBA finals yesterday, I don't even know what to describe. First of all, I go to a gym right now where there's mostly ladies that go to my gym. Y'all know I like to work out. Your girl's a little bit sore today. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the gym today. Shout out to everybody trying to be on the health journey and trying to get to the gym 2-3 times a week. I lift some weights and walk and get your steps in. Trust me, it's a job. Eating the protein itself is just a job, right? Getting to the gym is a job in itself. So I got to the gym yesterday, tried to get a last minute workout in before the start of game 4 of the NBA finals. So I'm in the gym with the ladies. Mostly ladies go to my it's kind of like a CrossFit type place. What they call it? What do they call it when you go to different stations? Kind of circuit training. There we go. We do a bit of circuit training and individualized programs as well. So I'm there. I'm ready to go. First of all, shout out to everybody who came out all over the weekend. We had an amazing weekend here in South Florida from the Buju concert. I know I'm late, y'all. I gotta say what happened because I come to you on Thursday. So by the time I get down here, we just want to make sure we say everybody, is good. And thank you for supporting all of the wonderful events that took place this past weekend. From the Buju concert winning, we were there. We have a lot of clips on our Facebook page, Voice of the Caribbean, a lot of clips on our Instagram. If you weren't able to go to Buju, baby, you missed a good show. Big up City of Tamarack and Vice Mayor Marlon Bolton for doing an amazing job with the Buju show. Over 14,000 people attended that. If you didn't go to the Taurus Riley show, Taurus Riley was in Lauderdale Lakes on Friday, baby. You also missed an amazing event. So why? You have to keep it locked. You have to keep it locked for understand what's going on from the Keys all the way up to Port St. Lucie, even Orlando. We're going to let you know what's going on. Today's temperature, by the way, Fort Lauderdale right now is 87. In Miami, you're kind of hotter than us. 90, 88, it feels like. Temperature 89 some places. High humidity today. Make sure you're drinking your water, minding your business. Because they say some places it's going to feel like 100 for the rest of your evening. We're going to see, just very light chances of rain. No, not a washout at all, but we're getting into the high 80s. So make sure you're keeping yourself cool, staying indoors, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So back to the game. I was at the gym getting ready to leave. And then I just blurted out how I feel about game 4. Who are you cheering for? Who are you cheering for? Who's on your team? Who are you cheering for? So I blurred out in the gym, let's go Spurs. I say, let's go Spurs. Let me tell you, you know when the DJ pull up the record and the record screeches to a halt, and you are kind of by yourself, and you say, you know, that viral sound. How did I get here? That's when I realized, you know, I'm the problem. Yeah, so the whole gym, I did not know are Knicks fans, right? All the ladies, I didn't know they was real diehard New York Knicks people, right? So I'm there like, oh no, Spurs in seven. So that was my prediction. I've been saying it from the last week and a half or longer, maybe the last 2 weeks. I've been saying I feel like, well, since they got into the finals, the San Antonio Spurs have been my team. And looking at this game, though, the agony of defeat can't even capture what we witnessed in sports history yesterday. When I tell you, some people are calling it the biggest choke ever, 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 ever in sport, in NBA anyway, where a team like the San Antonio Spurs, who was playing so immaculately well in the first half of this, you know, do or die game, you win and you're tied 2-2 in the series, and you lose and you are down 3-1. It's the best of seven, right? You got a first team to 4 game wins the championship. Well, they squandered a 29-point lead in the first half. Poor, what we could say, clock management in the end. Poor clock management. It was so scary and so humbling because I was a very big proponent of the youth of the San Antonio Spurs. The average age on that team is what, 21, 22? The young men are playing fearlessly. It's like they don't know what to fear, honestly. That first half was fearless, 3-point shooting, up and up. 3-pointers was just raining, right? Coming like the summer rain. Them boys, Devin Vassell. Actually, his dad is Jamaican. You knew that? Devin Vassell dad. Shout out to Devin Vassell. And you know who else? Champagny. Champagny is a surname for those of us who are from Jamaica. That's a pretty known surname. Champagny dad is also Jamaican. We just gonna say that they could play for the Jamaican basketball team if they wanted to. I'm just saying. Devin Vassell and Champagny, and also Jalen Brunson's mom. We're just gonna say the Caribbean roots is in this thing. All right. So, all right. Besides also my Dominicans and Puerto Ricans who are playing for New York, right? Jalen Brunson maternal grandparents is Jamaican. Just mentioning. Just saying. We're just gonna put it out there. And a couple others I heard as well have Caribbean roots. But anyway, besides all that, I was just so proud of my Spurs looking so hot in that first half. Let me tell you, the threes from Stephon Castle, 3. Even the young baby face one. What his name? Carter Bryant, the baby face off the bench. Tree pops. I say, yes, baby. They taking it back 2-2, but oh my gosh. The unraveling will go down in history books. The unraveling will go down in textbooks. The unraveling. It was just so unexpectedly savage. And I want to give credits to the New York Knicks. As Coach Mike Brown said in his post-game press conference, sometimes it's just relentlessness and a little bit of luck. But I'm going to add the Knicks played well, but the Spurs, baby, when the 3-point was no longer working. Yeah, we're going to talk about also the some of the politics. Y'all know that this is Suzette Speaks. I give you a mix of news, headline news, but this is all what is all over. FIFA is also all over the news. June 15th, Miami game. June 21st, game in Miami. Uruguay versus Cape Verde. The first one is Saudi Arabia versus Uruguay. Today is the kickoff of the World Cup. Yay! Miami's ultimate kickoff party and beach party live concert with Carlos Vives. Are you guys going to be there? We did an amazing kickoff in Broward County. Voice of the Caribbean was at Central Broward Regional Park last Sunday, but this is going to be on 10th Street and Ocean Drive. If you want to go to the beach today, doors open at 2 p.m. for the official FIFA World Cup. Do you feel the FIFA fever? Do you feel it? They're saying that they brought FIFA to a boring soccer country like the United States, and we're not feeling it. And then there's some things going on at the border where refs from certain countries are not being allowed in. They said one of the most seasoned refs supposed to be doing a game in Miami from Somalia was not allowed entry into the United States to ref the World Cup. Did you hear this? That you see videos online giving you the difference in treatment when the teams from like Brazil arrive and then the African team arrive and how much more scrutiny. Their videos are online, y'all. I'm just telling you what's trending. We talk about hot topics, politics, news you can use, of course, and what's trending and what we're seeing is trending is what happened last night when the New York Knicks made an incredible comeback after being down 29 points. The boy them just saw. I mean, it was relentlessness. I would say on the Knicks side, but I will also say the Spurs when the three was hot. You know, when they hit all those threes, record numbers of threes in the first half. Men like Stefan Castle was the youngest player to score 20 in like the first half, right? Just raining threes, bam, bam, bam. But you see, when the second half, these men, the same San Antonio Spurs, the third quarter, shot, I believe it was 8 3-pointers and missed them. It's equal basically to a turnover. You shoot, you don't make it, and New York go down the other end and make it. You shoot, you don't make it, New York go on down, run down to their side of the basket and make it. Let me tell you, the New York fans, first of all, did you see the viral clip? First of all, the New York fans, I'm going to give you a talking to. The New York fans, they kind of rowdy in the streets. Also viral online. If you haven't had a chance to check out your TikTok, your Instagram, don't worry. I got you here on the Suzette Speaks show. The rowdiness of the New York City fans. They beating up people in the street, y'all. I find it very classless. Just because somebody else got on an opposing jersey, wouldn't be happy. But harassing and beating up the visiting team, there had to be police escorts for several groups of fans. By the way, Pope Leo said he's supporting the United States in the World Cup FIFA. Shout out to Pope Leo. He said, of course, he's supporting the United States. He said he's, of course, the Vatican being in Rome and Italy. Italy didn't make it. So he said he did a lot of work also in Peru. So he's also supporting Peru. Shout out to the Pontiff. One and only Pope Leo. Did you see when Spike Lee Spike Lee at the Knicks game, one of the incomparable directors of our lifetime and die-hearted, decades-long Knicks fan, how many times he has been disappointed by the Knicks. Everybody, I mean, we can look past this or after this game and say how talented the Knicks were. I'm telling you, Jalen Brunson was, to me, doing a little hero ball, meaning that he had the ball probably with less intent to pass that first half, wanting to kind of like put the Knicks on his shoulders. But when they started to spread the floor and pass the ball, men like Alvarado on the Knicks, OG Anunoby on the Knicks for the game-winning tip-in at the last 10 seconds, everybody's talking about it online. How did the Spurs lose a 29-point lead in pretty much the last minute or two of the game, the last few possessions of the game? When we look at what happened, we are all shocked. I'm telling you, I sat in front of my TV shocked. And again, I'm a Spurs fan. I'm biased, right? Big up the Knicks, them. I can tell you, they are actually in it to win it. The fans during the first half, I thought to myself, Lord, these people at the New York Knicks Madison Square Garden Arena paid $50,000, $70,000, $225,000, $250,000 to sit courtside to watch these boys get trounced. At first, I was like, can you imagine spending minimum, what they said the nosebleed was, like $7,000 to $10,000 for the NBA Finals in Madison Square Garden? Amounts of money. Listen, the regular person, the regular New York Knicks fan was not in the building. It was the corporate fans, the people who could afford it, and their companies could afford it. And there were complaints about the amounts that were being charged for the tickets. But on top of that, could you imagine your team down 29 points and you spent $50,000 to sit in the middle section, not too high, not too low, right in the middle, and watching your boys look like they were gonna be sorely defeated, and then the turnaround happens? And again, I'm not sure about this coaching. I have been a fan of the Spurs coach, but honey, you gotta put some bigs. You gotta put some big men. I don't know if the combination of Wemby with 4 guards is gonna work. I also did my assessment. There was no floor leader. There was nobody who was the general on the floor the last few minutes of the game. And this has happened in San Antonio several times. The mature person, again, you're asking 21-year-olds, people who played college ball last year, people who would be sophomores in college, literally, sophomores and juniors, to have the composure and the poise. And again, I thought youth will be in their favor because they are fearless. As they were shooting that first half, I was like, this is what the youth does. They playing like they playing in the park. They was playing like they playing around the corner down the street. Very, very free flowing. No non-ego ball. Men just passing it. Men just enjoying and trying to incorporate everyone and find the best shot during the third quarter after the lead had dropped to 15. The desperation, not running time off the clock, not setting up the offense. And I even in the last couple plays, why is Dylan Harper inbounding the ball? That's a baby. But people are trying to say the two key plays that really lost the game down to the wire was Victor Wembanyama, the 7'4". People say he's actually taller, 7'5", 7'6", but officially they say he's 7'4". 7'4" man. When him put out him hand, him and them are 8 foot long, 8.5 feet wide. So I'm tall and long and lanky. And it is incredible that a man that height is actually that athletic. That he is a wonder, honestly. Like a real wonder. Like, it's a beautiful wonder for real. His athleticism, now he has had issues in the past with blood clots and things like this. But for a man that tall and that size to be that athletic is really a wonder. But he does not have yet, he can't have it, the seasonedness of a veteran. But his teammate, De'Aaron Fox, was supposed to be the seasoned veteran. When De'Aaron Fox caught the ball or stole the ball with 12 seconds to go, this is what happened at the very end, stole the ball. And instead of just when the Spurs were at that point up by 1, instead of holding the ball, dribbling at the timeout or the clock, letting the clock run out, dribbling until the clock ran out, and letting the other team, New York Knicks, foul him, and he's an excellent free throw shooter, foul shot shooter, he goes for a layup. And it wasn't even like a two-handed put it in the basket, whether it be dunk. It was only him and about 3 New York Knicks around him. His team had not gotten back yet on offense. And people are saying that he is the oldest man on the team. Now, he's the oldest man, what, about 26, 27? He's still a younger guy. They're calling him the vet because the other people on the team is 20, 21, and 22. Well, that fateful decision of going for a layup with 12 seconds to go instead of holding the ball when you're 1 point up, Knicks have to foul you and you go to the free throw. Instead of allowing that to play out, he went for the layup, blocked by OG Anunoby. The unsung hero, I guess he's being sung now because of his last-minute tip-in. Jalen Brunson took a shot after that block, carried the ball back to the Knicks end, took the shot, missed, and OG Anunoby, the Nigerian, yes, turn up on my Nigerians, comes through with the tip-in. Why? Because Victor Wembanyama and same De'Aaron Fox were double teaming Jalen Brunson. Man, I don't know, bro. People are saying you deserve to lose. If you have a 29-point lead, do you deserve to lose the whole series? My heart still hurt. I'm still in shock. Well, Miami, like I said, we celebrating the FIFA World Cup. There'll be 6 or 7 games. I see them at the Miami airport right now. They showing clips of men doing capoeira. The FIFA World Cup kickoff is taking place. Samba taking over Miami. Oh my gosh, this is fresh from Brazil samba. They trying to get people hype up. They say the United States too boring for a World Cup. I don't know. Are you going to be? I want to go to Haiti watch parties. Anybody, all my Haitians, link me. Wherever there is Haitian watch parties, that's what I want to see. I'll be cheering for Team Haiti. I'm biased. Jamaica didn't make it. I'm going to see how far these Haitian gentlemen can take their team. There was a bit of controversy with the Haitian. First of all, the uniforms look great. FIFA was telling the Haitians, I saw this on Instagram, one another trending topic, that They said the Haitian jersey was too political. It looked like they had people on the front of the jersey with their hand like a fist in the air, kind of freedom pump. What are we talking about? It's Haiti. Somebody tell them about 1804. What are you talking about? That's Haiti's history. That is the history of black freedom. 1804. Why would they not have a freedom fighter on their jersey? What are you talking about? They talk about people talk about Haiti's jersey is too political. Man, let me get you. Y'all want to hear about the student loan? Let me tell you. If you have student loan and you have been in the SAVE program, I'm talking about if you went to university here in America, if you have a child, if you have a cousin, if you have an auntie, if you have a parent who is going to be taking loans, there are major changes that are coming about on July 1st. You have to select a repayment program. Student loans options are changing on July 1st. What do you need to know? I'm about to tell you. Welcome. If you're just watching, the time check is 1:26. This is Suzette Speaks Show. I come to you live every Thursday and Friday, my favorite day of the week. Today is Throwback Old School Thursday. Most of our DJs, you'll notice that they're going to give you some of the best in old school reggae, dancehall, soca, zouk, everything. The old school day is Thursdays, right? The throwback day. But yeah, I'm there. There are things that are trending. I got to get to. I will be hosting. Yours truly, Suzette Speaks, will be one of the moderators. There's a big political forum happening next week, Wednesday, June 17th, at the Urban League. Yours truly will be moderating the District 20 forum presented by the Urban League and ABC Channel 18. It might be simulcast on Channel 7. We got a big election. Remember, oh my gosh, I still can't get over it. Knicks defeated the Spurs 107-106. New York City is in shambles right now, okay? The largest crowd they've ever seen in Brooklyn last night. They threw eggs at Wemby. Wemby's walking, was it to his bus or to the hotel? That's a viral video. I don't like it. The Knicks fans kind of take put a bad taste in my mouth. They're taking the fun out of it. You're supposed to cheer for your team. But beating up people in the crowd, throwing eggs at Wemby, really? Wemby take 2 eggs in their head back. Pop, pop. I was like, that's messed up. Y'all really gonna take it to the streets like that and chase down men in Spurs jerseys and give them bloody noses and get arrested? That's what we're on, New York? Y'all have been looking more classy than that. I don't know what I saw on so many viral videos of poor Spurs friends being harassed while trying to leave the game, get on the bus, take a Uber, get on the subway. New York fans, not all of them, but people in New York jerseys on the streets, looking like goon squads and beating up people, tearing off the Spurs jerseys. Saw this one guy, I'm talking about one white guy, look bloodied. It's not cool. I'm not with it. How do y'all feel about this? Have you been watching some of that viral video? Well, that's one of the top stories, if not the top stories, the defeat of the San Antonio Spurs last night. No one has ever witnessed something like this. Charles Barkley said, I got to play it. Charles Barkley said, that's the most foolish ball. They're trying to say, is it the coach? Was the coaching off? Was it the veterans not showing leadership on the floor, like De'Aaron Fox making kind of the crucial mistake? Also, Victor Wembanyama didn't hit the last 2 free throws he had. That made a difference. People not talking about that as much. Anyway, we got to take a quick pause for the cause. I'm going to give you the updates. What's happening with student loans July 1st is very important that you know, right? July 1st is going to bring big student loan changes. I myself will be calling to put myself in a new repayment program because the SAVE program is going away and they're going to put you in the toughest repayment program if you do not select for yourself. This is very important information. This is a Suzette Speaks Show. I come to you every Thursday. If you're just joining me on Friday, bringing you hot topics, special events, of course, interviews, political news you can use, and what's trending. So I appreciate all of my listeners. If you are watching on the YouTube side, say hello, hit the like button. And if you're watching on the Facebook side, big up everybody watching on the Facebook stream. If you're listening on the app, or if you haven't downloaded the app yet, go to the App Store, whether you're an iPhone or like me, an Android on the Google Play side. Download Voice of the Caribbean and take us wherever you go. We have to take a quick pause for the cause, but more Suzette Speaks Show right after this.
Attention reggae lovers, the Voice of the Caribbean.
I gotta be so careful. My last video got demonetized, or I'm not even monetized. Let me get my drink here. Whoops. My last video got a copyright strike. I play a little buju. Yeah, I gotta check that. First of all, is the heat on? What is happening right now? I gotta go check the AC. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Facebook. Shout out to you. I'm so hot. What day they put on the AC or the heat? down. The AC is down. 16. Why did it be hot in here? I guess it's hot outside today, so we got a little bit more heat than normal. Shout out everybody watching on Facebook. I want to talk. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, the new debate. I want to talk about the debate. Knicks. Um. Oh, this trial of Carmelo Anthony. I haven't talked about Carmelo Anthony. Let me see what's on the route. Okay. Ananobi seals the greatest comeback ever. New York Knicks with a Trump medical specialist appeared and sent in the bar. No, I don't want to talk about none of that. Yeah, all right, let's get into it after this commercial break.
The voice of the Caribbean. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
Yes, welcome back. It's the Suzette Speaks show. I'm so happy you're here with me. If you're just joining, the time is now 1:31. We are watching some incredible trials that are going on too for you. George Pino's trial. If you don't remember, the jury had an incredible day with Mr. Pino, who is accused of recklessly driving his boat. If you remember this story from a couple years ago, he was accused of a man took his, I think, his daughter and her friends on a field trip out on the water, and George Pino is being accused of committing a crime when he crashed his boat into a channel marker, and the boat itself was damaged, and a young child, one of his daughter's friends, lost his life. He's now on trial in Northwest Miami-Dade. That is one of the trials that we're keeping an eye on. He started crying, the accused, during yesterday, the testimony that was being given. I think it was like opening statements, so they had to tell the jury to leave, etc. But the George Pino trial is one that Miami is watching. The other big trial that we just saw that is affecting, I think, the community of the Black diaspora at large, and mostly folks who care about justice. There's a trial that was held in Dallas for a young man named Carmelo Anthony, who was just sentenced to 35 years in prison. This is a young man, African American, who was the superstar, let's call him, at his high school. He was the track team captain, football captain, and ended up in a situation where the 35 years for this 19-year-old for something that happened when he was 17 years old. Let me just give you the rundown. I'm very kind of torn about this outcome. This is according to thegrio.com. Carmelo Anthony, if you have been, again, we have the superstar basketball player Carmelo Anthony. This young man is named after him, spelled differently. Carmelo Anthony's parents, Kala Hayes and Andrew Anthony, are remaining vigilant for their son one day after the 19-year-old was sentenced to 35 years in prison, right? This 35-year prison sentence for killing a 17-year-old named Austin Metcalf following an altercation at a Texas track meet in April of 2025. Here are the details. According to the Griot, in an interview with Mimi Brown, Hayes and Anthony, this is the parents of the young African-American man who was just 19 years old, sentenced to 35 years in jail, stated that they believe their son didn't get a fair trial and that if they had done it differently, they would have hired a different lawyer. The mother says, "We're going to keep fighting. We're not going to stop fighting for justice for my son." Andrew Anthony wished he had been more rebellious and that everything was a setup. He added, "I was told, don't talk to this person, don't talk to that person. I feel that it was just a setup. So they told us, go get," this is what the father is saying, "white attorneys. Every black person I went through, no white attorneys to set them up." This is interesting. So apparently at a track meet, him and this young man who was now deceased, Metcalf, had some sort of altercation that led up to Carmelo Anthony, at the time 17 years old, had just made the newspaper for like saving someone's life. Like he had a stellar reputation, but it looked like this occasion was something out of the ordinary, where he felt, according to his defense, he had to defend himself. So he used a pocket knife against the now deceased Metcalf. People are saying he didn't get a fair trial. I'm not going to take an opinion one way or another. I'm definitely sending love and light to his parents. Nobody, of course, wants to see their child in prison. Of course, there is a victim who has also lost their life. But Anthony's parents were among a number of supporters, according to the Griot, who shared positive reflections of the teen. His uncle and his girlfriend shared photos of him during different times, offering uplifting messages. Hold your head high, my sweet boy, his girlfriend captioned a carousel of photos on TikTok before she made her account private. Celebrities such as Cardi B have also voiced their support for Anthony Carmelo's case, as Cardi referred to the trial as quote unquote disgusting. Others have chimed in, according to the Griot. Representative Jasmine Crockett, during a live stream following the verdict and the sentencing on Tuesday, said the team was quote unquote over prosecuted. Remember who Jasmine Crockett is, the state rep, or excuse me, the congresswoman, congressional representative from Texas, saying the team was over prosecuted and was one of many individuals who have been given quote unquote, this is according to Jasmine Crockett and reporting by the Griot, crazy sentences, 35 years for what his team is calling a self-defense uh, situation. This is according to Jasmine Crockett, as quoted by the Griot, quote, I don't think that there's a lot of humanity in our courtrooms, but definitely in the criminal justice system and the carceral system, said Jasmine Crockett. State Representative Vicki Goodwin in Texas, who is running for lieutenant governor, offered a moment of compassion for the Metcalf family while also examining the deeper issues in the case. No Texans should be told their concerns about fairness and equal treatment under the law are unworthy of being heard, said Ms. Goodwin. So this case has sparked a lot of discussion online about friendship, who is your friend, who sets you up. And this young man, I cringed at the picture now of Carmelo Anthony, 17 years old when this altercation took place. He says it was self-defense. And unfortunately, the young man who died, Mr. Metcalf, it turned into what we saw as a trial based on accusations of murder. But they're saying many people's opinion of this trial is that it was a miscarriage of justice. Carmelo Anthony trial, I invite you to make your own assessment of it. Again, a young man's life now. Woo! It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy right now looking at that young man. I want to play a clip with Cardi B making her comments. The GoFundMe I heard is shut down. Let me see if that's real or not. According to the Griot, Carmelo Anthony's Send Go fund shut down after receiving more than $630,000, including thousands after his sentencing. The 19-year-old's Give Send Go account has been a topic of interest leading up until the trial. Website founder Jacob Wells says no money has been withdrawn. Interesting. But we're going to talk about student loans. I'm going to pivot. Check out the details of the Carmelo Anthony trial. Let me know what you think. You can give me a call, 850-446-0562 if you want to call, if you've been following it. I have not in depth, right? I've been on the road with Voice of the Caribbean all over the city in the last few days, so I didn't watch a lot of the testimony and day-to-day. But the outcome is that this 19-year-old African-American former star student athlete was given a 35-year sentence in what his defense team calls a self-defense altercation where a young man lost his life. Let me know if you paid attention to that trial, if you are also of the opinion that this was a miscarriage of justice, or if you have a different opinion, you can always call me. Or if you're watching me on YouTube or on Facebook, drop me a note. You can drop me a comment and I'll read your comment live on the air. If you're also following the George Pino trial here in Miami, that is a gentleman who took his daughter and her friends out on a boating trip, saying they were out for a day of fun. I think it was her birthday. Now I think it's day 4. Discussions are underway. They're carrying it live, for example, on the NBC affiliate here in Miami. People are, because boating is so big down here in South Florida, unofficial boating capital, I guess, of the United States. Some people may argue, I guess, the Northeast, but Fort Lauderdale is known for a big boating culture. So boating is a part of a lot of people's lives. So whether or not this father is going to be charged, and he faces, I think, like 30 years in jail if convicted for what prosecutors say was a drunken accident where he unfortunately ran his boat into a marker, one of the markers in the water, and one of the young ladies who was on the boat celebrating with his daughter lost her life. Right? They're saying it was reckless. George Pino trial was also big in Miami. Let me pivot back to student loans and give you some of the details. If you have a student loan, if you know somebody with a student loan, you guys have to change your, if you are in the SAVE program, that is, the SAVE program will be ending on July 1st. And if you don't make a selection on which new student loan repayment plan you're going to be in, the government will make the decision for you and put you in the toughest program, the repayment program. Let me give you the details via NPR. Right, National Public Radio has an article that was just published yesterday called "July 1st Brings Big Student Loan Changes." Here's what you need to know. So check this out. On July 1st, a host of new student loan changes from last year's One Big Beautiful Bill Act will kick into effect, including the end of the short-lived Biden-era repayment plan. It will start the two Republican design repayment plans and strict new borrowing limits for some students. So let's see what we got here. So if you were in what was called a SAVE program, you might need to go ahead and call your servicer. The people who have gone to school, have student loans, and are in repayment, once again, as of July 1st, there will be major changes in student loans. If you are on the Biden era plan called the SAVE Act or the SAVE plan, it will not be in existence after July 1st. What does that mean? There is now going to be the start of two Republican designed repayment plans, right? And you need to be able to select one, or if you don't select a new one by July 1st, you're going to be put into one by the government. Let's read the details here on NPR. There's a lot to parse, and not every change will impact every borrower. So we've designed the story, this is according to NPR, to make it easier to find guidance that does apply to you or to the borrower in your life. To get started, if you're enrolled in the SAVE plan, this is what happens. After a few contentious years of paused payments in a legal battle that made it all the way to the United States Supreme Court, the Biden-era Saving Valuable Education, also called the SAVE plan, is officially ending. If you're one of the 7 million borrowers still enrolled in the SAVE plan, the most flexible and generous income-driven repayment plan, you may have already gotten notice from the United States Department of Education warning you that you will have to switch your plan soon. Well, you'll likely be getting another note from your loan servicer starting the 90-day clock. If you don't act, the department says it will enroll you in one of the least flexible payment plans. So once again, if you don't select your plan, the Department of Education will enroll you. If you don't select one for yourself, they're going to enroll you in a plan by July 1st. Financial aid experts have told NPR that this effort beginning July 1st to push millions of borrowers into repayment and into new plans that will cost more than the SAVE plan could exacerbate an alarming rise in student loan defaults. This is according to NPR, especially considering that many borrowers enrolled in the SAVE plan precisely because their low incomes qualify for $0 monthly payments. Hello, somebody. That's why you're in SAVE. If your income doesn't allow for you to make a large loan payment, you are asking the government, government, Department of Ed, and your servicer, hey, can you put me in a program that doesn't allow me to have to pay either any right now because my income doesn't allow me to, or a very low payment? That was a SAVE plan that was allowed during the Biden era. Well, honey, it's going away. Now you have options, but you have to select them before July 1st. So what if you are a current borrower with old pre-July 1st loans and no plan for new loans? Well, whoever you are, whatever your story, if you have any loans in existence before July 1st, I'm not talking to the college students that will be taking out new loans because different new regulations apply to you. But if you have a loan, that's 43 million Americans, right? You're in good company. 43 million Americans hold about 1.7 trillion in student loan debt. So if that is you, what happens? Well, according to NPR, as long as your loans were issued before July 1st and you have no plans to borrow any more money, you'll have quite a few repayment options, including one brand new plan. So let's talk about these three plans that are now available. Standard repayment plan. So how does this work? The plan divides your loan balance into equal monthly payments plus interest of course, over a 10-year period. If your loans have been consolidated, then they spread it across a longer period, up to 30 years. The upside, your monthly payments are all the same, predictable as, every day the sun rises, right? But the downside is the payments can be pretty high relative to the income-based plans. A note for borrowers to remember, Republicans also created a new version of this standard plan called the tiered standard plan, but is not available to all borrowers with older loans. The graduated repayment plan, the second type of plan, the graduated repayment plan, how does that work? Repayment plan, there we go. Monthly payments start out low, but as the name suggests, graduated, they increase every 2 years and spread out over a 10-year period. As with the standard plan, borrowers with consolidated loans may qualify for a longer repayment term. The upside is it allows borrowers to start small, and ideally, as your payment increases over time, so will your income. That's the presumption, and your ability to keep up with them. The downside, over time, your payments could grow and even double in size. That's the graduated plan. The extended repayment plan is the third type. How does it work? Monthly payments can either be fixed or graduated, but there's one big difference. Payments can last up to 25 years instead of the common 10 years. The upside, 25 years, makes it smaller amounts that are paid back every month. The downside, you're paying a lot of interest over the long run. The plan above does not take a borrower's income into account when calculating the monthly payment. So-called income-driven repayment plans do come with a few other perks. So we still do see that the government after July 1st will allow an income-based repayment plan. Now, how will it work? If your loans are older, is this mine? Yeah, if your loans are older than July 1st, 2014, your monthly payments are based on 15% of your discretionary income and spread across 25 years. Anything left after that is forgiven for loans taken out after July 1st, 2014. Monthly payments will be based on 10% of your discretionary income and spread over 20 years before the remainder is forgiven. The upside, loan forgiveness if you pay consistently. That's 20 years and 25 years. And downside, 20 to 25 years repayment is a long time to be paying back loans. You have two other plans, income contingent repayment plan that is being offered, pay as you earn plan, repayment assistance plan, and I can go into some more details tomorrow. I just wanted to give you an idea, especially if you are a student loan borrower. If you or somebody you love has taken out student loans, there is a deadline coming up, July 1st. We're trying to let the public know. You will have to put yourself in one of the new Republican created repayment plans through the Department of Education and your servicer. So you have a loan, you've taken it out to go to school before July 1st of this year. If you have any existing loan, please pay attention because you will have to select. If you're in the SAVE plan, for example, it no longer exists. You'll have to select one of these other plans going forward before July 1st, or the government will put you in a plan, most likely the highest cost, interest rate, etc. plans. So this article is available on NPR. Just type in July 1st brings big changes in student loans, NPR. And they do a great job. This was written yesterday, right? June 10th. They do a great job of explaining what the changes look like and what plan might work for you. So you can call your loan servicer, the people who you pay back your student loans to. They are affiliated with the Department of Education. You might want to call the Department of Education first to confirm who your loan servicer is and then talk to them about your new plan. Just make sure you do it. Also, wanted to tell you about a wonderful political debate, a political forum that will be taking place. This is for the Broward County folks, for Lauderdale Stand Up. Next week, Wednesday, June 17th, yours truly, Suzette Speaks, alongside seasoned veteran journalist. I want to say journalist and veteran at the same time. Seasoned veteran journalist, Mr. Doug Lyons, known for his work at the Palm Beach Post. He and I will be co-moderating a televised debate for Congressional District 20. Remember, Florida has 28 congressional districts. These are all the people that are elected throughout Florida, 28 seats that go to the United States House of Representatives. These are the people that go to Congress. There are 28 of them from Florida. The Republicans redrew in Tallahassee a map that cut down the seats from more leaning Republican for like 20 districts and 8 leaning Democrats out of the 28. So 20 originally leaned Republican, 8 leaned Democrat before the new map, the gerrymandered map, the map that favored Republicans now has 24 leaning districts for Republicans. And only 4 now across the state of Florida, only 4 likely Democrats will be elected based on how the new maps are drawn. Well, Congressional District 20, which is the redrawn map, has basically placed all of Broward County in one singular district now for congressional seat 20. And it is hotly contested. I think we already have 6 participants confirmed for this televised debate. You can get tickets for free. Go to the Urban League of Broward County's website if you're interested in who will be representing you, especially if you live in Broward County, Fort Lauderdale, Stand Up, Miramar, Oakland Park, North Lauderdale, Deerfield, Pompano, all the way to Weston, Coral Springs, down to West Park, Hollywood, Dania Beach, all across Broward County. This person who will be elected to Congressional District 20 will represent you now in Washington, D.C. Well, it is hotly contested. I can go through all of the folks. I think I learned that there are 3 Republicans and now 8 Democrats who have officially filed to run. Right now, we have 6 participants who will be a part of this political forum next week, Wednesday, at the Urban League of Broward County. You do have to get a reserve spot. It's free and open. We have, I think it was 1 Republican has RSVP'd, and the rest of the Democrats. This is the race that includes former mayor of Broward County, Dale Holness, also entrepreneur and music legend Luther Campbell, Uncle Luke Campbell, community activist Elijah Manley, and several others. Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, who had to resign the seat due to ethics investigations, resigned her seat and is now running again for the seat. And we have confirmed for this debate, Debbie Wasserman Schultz will be joining us on stage live. So myself, alongside seasoned veteran journalist Doug Lyons, will have the honor of co-moderating this historic debate at the Urban League of Broward County. Once again, that date is next Wednesday. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Come out and hear from these candidates for yourself. The primary is going to be around the corner. August 22nd is when everybody votes, right? Everybody votes in the primary. If you are registered with a party, you are allowed to vote in the primary. Remember, if you're registered independent, we have to vote in the primary. Florida has what's called a closed primary. You have time to go on your county supervisor of election. Just put your county name and write supervisor of election. You can look up your name and verify that you are indeed registered to vote, that your address is up to date, right? That you are registered for what party or another, so that you can participate in the August 22nd primary and vote. If you are an independent, you cannot participate in the primary. Florida has a closed primary where you have to be registered with either party in order to vote in the primary. You have to be registered either as a Democrat or a Republican to participate in the primary, which is August 22nd, who will decide the top Republican and the top Democrat that will go head to head in November, in the November general election. But they have to get through the primary first. So I'm honored to be joining Channel 18 and the ABC affiliate, as well as the Urban League of Broward County, in this venture as one of your moderators to bring this type of forum to the community. I think we already have over 100 RSVPs. I think it holds maybe 300 people. So get your tickets for the great debate, or I would call it the political forum, because we're not going to debate. We're going to ask them, especially I told them yesterday when we met, we need some specific questions for certain candidates, because people have questions about why certain people are running and why people should vote for them. So whoever is interested, please, this is a free event. It's going to be again Wednesday, June 17th. And it is an important and timely event that is being put on by the Urban League of Broward County, because we have to get to the bottom of who would be best to represent us, right? And we're planning to do another one for the Miami-Dade seat, District 22, District 24. I'm down. I told them I'll host all of them. I love to moderate because I like to put, bring accountability and knowledge to a discussion so that our folks become more informed. So we are looking forward to this. Again, Voice of the Caribbean will be in the building. Yours truly, Suzette Speaks, will be one of your moderators. Join us at the Urban League, 6 p.m. next week, Wednesday. That's June 17th, next week, Wednesday. Tickets are free. Go to the Urban League's website. You can RSVP there. We're going to start getting the word out. I will be a co-moderator alongside Mr. Doug Lyons, excuse me. And we're looking at the candidates. We have confirmed Debbie Wasserman Schultz will be joining us. We've confirmed Luther Campbell. We've confirmed Sheila Sherfilis McCormick. We've confirmed former Broward County Mayor Dale Holness, and we have confirmed Elijah Manley. We have not heard from Mark Douglas, who's also a candidate, and we have not heard from Aisha Williams on the Democratic side, who's also a candidate. On the Republican side, we have heard from Rod Joseph. Rod Joseph, interestingly enough, ran as a Democrat before, but now he is a Republican. I want to ask him about that, if I do say so myself. And the other Republican candidate is Miss La Teresa Jones. So there are 2 Republicans, as well as right now 2, 4, 6, 7 Democrats in the Congressional District 20 race. And again, the primary was, I said August 22nd. I apologize. Primary will take place August 18th. I stand corrected. I apologize. Primary will take place August 18th, and the general election will occur on November 3rd. Please correct the record. I apologize. I misspoke that the primary election will be here before you know it. It will take place on Tuesday, August 18th, and whichever Democrat wins the most votes will go against the Republican head-to-head who wins the most votes, and that will take place on November 3rd on the election, general election date, okay? So right now, again, we're looking at Debbie Wasserman Schultz. We have Luther Campbell, Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, Mark Douglas, Dale Holness, Elijah Manley, and Maisha Williams on the Democratic side. And on the Republican side, we have La Teresa, I hope I'm saying her name right, La Teresa Jones. She has not confirmed yet for this political forum, but we have had confirmation by Rod Joseph. So we want to make sure our community is informed about who is running and what they really stand for, what they really bring to the table, and why they should have your vote. It's really important that we start to pay attention on these races. And again, this will be one of many, and I'm very grateful to have been invited to MC and moderate this political forum that will take place next Wednesday. That's June 17th at 6 p.m. at the Urban League of Broward County. It is free and open to the public. Right now we have 6 candidates, as I stated, who are confirmed, talking about the issues that are impacting us. What are we doing about inflation? What can they actually do on the federal level? What about the school closures? There have been so many schools that have closed, even though that's not a federal issue. Department of Education, as I told you, is changing up how we are able to borrow money. They're not allowing more than $20,000 a year now for graduate students. Now, with a few exceptions, there are a few degree exceptions now, but these student loan new rules that are going to take effect July 1st is not only for old borrowers, those of us who have existing loans, but it also will impact new borrowers. Those who are going to be taking out loans, our future college students, our kids who are in college now. They're going to limit the amount of money that they can take, depending on the degree program. Pell Grants, they say, are expanding, but only for more technical degrees or technical training, and I think that's a good thing. But the students who are below certain income levels need Pell Grants for 4-year degrees as well. So what is happening in Washington, D.C. is impacting our lives each and every day. We're still in a war with Iran. I haven't had a chance to go back and talk to you about some of the details. We are in a hotly contested exchange right now, but we got so much news, so little time. I'm almost out of time, y'all. I want to thank you for listening. The time is now 1:59. Suzette Speaks on your radio. I come to you live every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Voice of the Caribbean Radio. I always give you hot topics, what is trending. I know we're all busy. We don't necessarily stay on top of what it is happening, but that's what we're here for, to keep you entertained. Also through our music. Today is a throwback old school Thursday. So get ready for the best mixes from the top DJs on South Florida's #1 Caribbean American station right here on Voice of the Caribbean. If you're looking to advertise via interview or run PSAs or commercials, we are also here for you. So we want to hear from you. So you can reach out to us at 850-446-0562. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to the Suzette Speaks Show. I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a good day.
Lauderdale Lakes, 96.9 FM, the all-new voice of the Caribbean.
This is all new Voice of the Caribbean.
Bye.
Better
Thanks for
sounding
watching.
radio. WLYF HD2 Miami.